Hello, my name is Anaya Vargas and I'm applying for the education program EC through 6. The first question they ask, in my own schooling, did I have a subject area, task, or assignment that I struggled? What did I do to solve it? And how did this experience help me for my future and my students? Well, I must say I struggled a lot in math. Math was one of my greatest weaknesses. I just could not understand the subject, no matter how hard I tried. Thankfully, I had this amazing teacher who guided me through the process. Her name was Ms. Hamrick. She offered me after school help every single day. I would say about 2 to 3 hours every day, and she would lay out the material and she would go step by step. She wouldn't move on to the next lesson until I was able to understand it, or other people that were in there too. She admitted to us that she enjoyed watching her students smile any time they finally understood something. As a future educator, I want to provide that to my students. I want them to know that it's okay to ask for help, that there's going to be certain materials that you're just simply not going to be able to understand. But as a teacher, we're there for that. We're there to help you and guide you and for you to become a better person by understanding the material. I want to also be able to have my students glow up every time they finally understand something. The second question they ask if I was impacted by a teacher in a negative or positive way. I was impacted by a very negative way my freshman year. I took IPC. Unfortunately, I failed that class and had to retake it my junior year. And this was because I just couldn't engage myself in the classroom. It was really hard because the teacher like teaching based on PowerPoints, reading off PowerPoints and just giving worksheets, and I simply just don't learn that way. So it made it difficult for me to retain the information or get anything done in that class because it was simply just boring. And from being in that, I want to make sure that my students know that I don't want to be that kind of teacher. I want to be the teacher who engages your students from the very beginning. When I had to retake that class my junior year, our teacher that knew that most of us failed our freshman year, so we had to retake it. So she was very engaging with her students. She was very caring. She knew that she had to push us. So she did. I mean, we would do experiments about every single day. She would walk around. She would ask us questions. And if we answered them wrong, she would make sure we learned that we knew the answer before we left the classroom. And that benefited so much that it helped me love science again my junior year. And the third question asked, what are my greatest weaknesses and then my strengths? One of my 3 greatest strengths are that I'm organized, I'm patient, and I'm a team player. Being organized is important as a teacher. I want to be able to make sure I have a lesson plan as a backup every single day, because we all know sometimes things don't go as planned. So I always want to make sure I'm organized enough to have a lesson plan as a backup for every single day. I also want to be organized to the point where my students know that if they want to look back at any further back homework or anything, that I have everything there for them. Or parents want to look back at any assignments of their children, I am organized enough to have all that information provided to them. The second one is I am a team player. As a teacher, being a team player is a big thing. You're going to have to be okay with being open-minded with other people's opinions, your students' opinions, your coworkers' opinions, and your faculty members' opinions. You're always going to have to work in teams with your other teachers, and you're going to have to be okay with different ideas being thrown out there, and you yourself also being the team player and throwing ideas out there that can provide and benefit your children. And my number 1 strength is I'm patient. I've been around kids my whole life, so being patient is a big thing. I think that teachers should know that every single student comes from different backgrounds. They learn at their own pace, at their own rate. So as a future educator, I know that I should be patient with every single one of my kids, as well as anybody in the school. And then my greatest weakness would have to be that I'm a very stressful person. I'm currently still working on that. I don't want to be that teacher who comes into a classroom and releases their stress at their students or coworkers. I have been able to to-do list where I cross off anything that needs to be done for the day, and it helps me and it benefits me. And the last question is, explain your relationship as a teacher, what should it look like inside in a classroom as well as social media. Everything should always be professional, no matter what. Respect for students and respect for teachers. Social media is becoming a big thing where teachers post on stuff to make sure students know what material to bring with upcoming events, and that's totally fine. But students should know that it's always professional as well as teachers. You should always refer each other with respect, use manners no matter what. And that is it for my education interview. Thank you.